My name is Sonia Steenkamp. I've got a PhD and I'm from the Grain Crops campus of the ARC. I'm a senior researcher. I do contract work for companies, chemical and seed companies. I've also got some research projects and I've got an analytical lab where I do nematode analysis, root and soil for producers as well as for companies. The qualifications I have is a PhD in zoology and I specialize in nematology. Nematology is all about roundworms. Actually, they range in size. The smallest one, if you take out a 10-cent piece in your pocket and you pack them on that 10-cent piece, you will be able to pack 20 to 30 of those nematodes onto the thickness of that 10-cent piece. And the largest one, the biggest one, is 8 meters long, 2.5 centimeters thick, and they occur in the placenta of the sperm whale. But what we are looking here at are those small ones that you can pack on a 10-cent piece, and what we actually specialize in are those that parasitize on the different crops. So they cause monetary loss for the farmers usually, and economical loss. The thing that excites me most of the research is the way that we never do the same in a specific day. There's always changes, and as soon as you think you know what's going on, it changes. So it's like a huge puzzle that you need to put together in the end to get the answer. So it's always something new. It's never boring to be in research. The new project that I have at this stage is a project for Potato SA, where we are looking at ways to lessen the use of chemicals, of nematicides. It's something that we started now, and we are trying to get like a type of a recipe for the producers so that they can still get a high income, but they are able then to control the nematodes in a more greener way. My take on climate change and food security is that the problems with the organisms that we work with is that they occur in specific areas in our country, but with the climate change, the climate starts to change in the different areas as well, and that means that those insects or those nematodes or those plant diseases can also shift to other parts of the country where they've never occurred before. And we can see that actually because nowadays we find some of the pests that were not problems before, and suddenly they started to become a problem again. So the change and the shifting of the climate has definitely got an influence on the parasites that's on the crops as well. So we will need to adapt our current control measures accordingly to the shifting of the different pests. What we do here in the nematology lab is we do some of our trials are outside, obviously in the field. We do our sampling in the field, we do some microplot trials, and we also do some greenhouse trials as well. But what happens there is we take the samples in the field and then we bring it back to the laboratory. And from there, the soil and the roots are processed in different ways so that we can extract the nematodes. And those nematodes we count under the microscope. And from there, we can estimate whether it will be, whether the producer or the company or during our research, we will have some damage, some notable damage or not. And with that, we can also see, of course, the shifting of the nematodes. Different nematodes that usually come into a specific area will then maybe change again with the climate change and with different plant material that's been brought in maybe from some of the other parts of our country as well. The research that we do is very advantageous to all of the producers and the companies as well, because we can provide them with answers. They struggle sometimes to adapt to the climate changes and to the different weather patterns, and also some of the nematicides that's been taken off the market. So we need to provide them with alternatives, and that is what our research is all about. We need to provide new answers to producers so that their profit margin can stay the same and will not go down because of the changes in our parasites.
Come in, Fortuna. Some rough terrain coming up. Engage 4x4.
Roger that. Engaged.
Mission complete, Dad.
The all-new Toyota Fortuna. Reimagine the luxury of freedom.